Hey everybody, what's going on? I just wanted to say hello. Hope everybody's having a blessed day, blessed week. I know with everything that's been going on in our country, a lot of people are hurting. A lot of good people are hurting. People of color, people of just people. My people, your people. You know, I posted something yesterday that I didn't know that the new generation, that they thought maybe I was colorblind. I'm not colorblind. I'm from the old school peoples. And I was raised to respect every man and every woman, no matter what color, race, creed they are. No matter their ethnic backgrounds, their beliefs. I have a lot of good friends that are of color. I know they're African Americans, but to me, they're just American men, just like me. And I understand that, there's the mentality of y'all not black people, Mexican, whatever, people of color are not of good. But something that I think about too, racism not only is black and white, white and brown, brown and yellow, whatever. In every ethnic background, there's some form of racism. And that's what everybody needs to know. Black lives do matter, but you talking to a man that played sports, was in the military. I coach my son. I referee in one of the best federations, powerlifting federations there is. Is there not problems? There's always going to be problems. But instead of us being part of the problem, why don't we be part of the solution instead? I understand protesting, because I've been one of them soldiers that had to stand there while people protested and people spit on you, people threw stuff at you. And I understand the anger. I do. I really do. But there's no sense at us being angry at each other. People say I'm colorblind. I'm not colorblind. I see people for what God created them to be. Not what man said they are, what God said they are. I understand the younger generation, y'all may be educated, and I'm not knocking y'all. I don't have a college degree. I'm not, I'm a simple haul truck driver. I haul heavy equipment for a living. I make an honest living for my family. My dad always taught me, and my dad was white. My dad was white, people. My dad saw people for who they was and how they acted and how they treated people. What happened to Mr. Floyd, that was wrong. It was 100% wrong. What's going on with some of the companies not supporting people or athletes, that's wrong too. Something I brought up yesterday, my mom and I were talking about, Colin Kaepernick. Even I got mad because this man was taking a knee during the national anthem. And yes, it bothers me because I fought for this country. I bleed for this country. So as my father, my grandfather, and many others in my family. And many great men I know. Many men of color, race. But it didn't matter to us. We was one color. We were all Army Green, as I said. Do I condone racism? No. No, by no means. Have I walked a mile in a black man or a black woman's shoes? No. You know, my heart hurts for this country. You know, protesting is fine. Believing what you believe in is fine. I know. I believe that. Because soldiers like me, men still doing it to this day. Fight for your freedoms so you can have the right to protest and speak your mind. Violence is not the answer. Looting and stealing from innocent businesses, that's not the answer. You know, knocking people down because of their belief or their stand, that's not right either. You know, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna make a video because I was like, nah, you know, people gonna judge me or whatever. You know what though? You judge me. Only one person can judge me, and that's God up above. And when I die and I go to heaven, I will have to answer to Jesus. And so will you. I just hope that I have instilled in my son and other young people that I'm in contact with grown men, grown women that I've been in contact with in our sport. I hope that I've made a difference. I hope I have never been mean to you or rude to you. And if I was, I'm sorry. You know, y'all know a lot of times I'm busy, but that's not an excuse. And, you know, I have a good friend. I saw his video today. And, you know, it hurt. It touched my feet. It touched my heart. Mr. L.S. McLean, another Texas boy. You know, what he's doing with people, coaching, an athlete, phenomenal man. You know, there's some other athletes that's in the state of Texas that I'm going to call out. You know, Brandon Petrie. You know, Marcus Warren, Ian Bell, Russ Swoll. What's Russ's last name? Russell Ory. Marcellus.
Charles.
Mr. Charles.
Big Ray.
You know, Big Ray. All these men. And women. You know, we never leave the women out. You know, there's a girl that, you know, we love her to death. And she know who she is when I say this. We got you, boo. We got you. Miss Jasmine. Miss Allegra Hudson. Who, you know, yesterday I read that people were unfriending her on Facebook. People she grew up with, people she knew for years, thought she was tight with. You know, Ty and I have only known her a few years. But you know, that young lady right there, she's special. She's been a blessing. All them people that I gave shout outs to have shown me and my son love. You know? And I'm going to say it, whether people want to hear this man's name or not. The King Silverback, Mr. Gene Bell. That man has taught me more in the last 3 years than I could ever repay him. You know, people talk about, you know, there's always going to be discrimination. I hope there isn't. But ever since I was little, there was always been. In the military, there was. In society, there is. The younger generation, y'all can make a change. Make a change for the good. We don't need violence. We don't need anger. Be what God has called y'all to be. As mighty men and women of God. Even in war and combat. You cannot hate. You know, and that's what I think my message is about. You know, I love everybody that I've ever met in the USAPL in my life. You know, Marcus Warren, Gene Bell, Dre, they family. Ian Bell like a son to me. Him and my son are like little brother and big brother. Gene Bell's like a father to me. Marcus, you know, they're like brothers. You know, LS, I consider LS my brother. You know, all these young men and women I see, and just the great stature that they are. One of the biggest things that I see in y'all, that maybe a lot of people don't see, is I see integrity. I see honor. That's what you need to lead with, people. You know, voices need to be heard, but do it right. You know, do it right. Violence doesn't solve nothing. And this coming from a man that I'm pretty combat tested. Those of you that know me and know me real well, you know my background. I don't talk about it a whole lot because I don't want to. I just want everybody to love one another, respect one another. Act with integrity, people. Act with humility. If you have a platform, use your stage. Use your platform. Speak up. A lot of you young people have voices that old people, old dogs like me, we want to hear. You are the future. You all are the future. Whether you're black, white, orange, purple, green, Asian, I don't care. You know, Middle Easterner, it don't matter. We're all human. We were all created in God's image. You know, something I saw today too. You know, for those of you big sports fans like myself, why don't y'all watch Remember the Titans? That showed differences. That showed a lot of racism. But then it showed a black outside linebacker and a white linebacker. That was awesome as a team. We can coexist. We can all work together. And that's what I was trying to say yesterday in my post. I don't see color, people. Yes, you may be black, you may be yellow, you may be brown, you may have slanted eyes, whatever. I don't care. I see you all. I see humans. I see people. I see the future. I see young people, young men, young women. And a lot of y'all have my respect because you earned it. Because of the way you carry yourselves and the way you conduct yourselves. You know, and I just want to continue to say Black lives do matter. Because without us knowing that, some of y'all don't think lives matter. And that's wrong. You gotta love yourself before you can love others. You gotta stand up for what you believe in. I don't want my son to have to go through things that me and my friends went through coming up. I don't. But we need to make a change, and we need to make a change with our brains, our minds. You know, my dad used to always tell me that the pen is mightier than the sword. And this comes from a military man. I used to think that was funny. Because I always thought, well, you know, I'm behind this 50 cal or this M16 or this, you know, M60. They're pretty strong. But you know, you gotta be smart. Violence don't solve it, people. You know, I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from. You know, I have much love for y'all and for this country to go see it going down like this. You know, y'all take care. God bless y'all. And just, you know, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray that God gets back into the hearts and the minds of the United States. Love y'all.